Hello torchbearers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get started. I decided to do 3 different piles for you to pick from, a different tarot deck for each, and I figured we'll do a reading on the final shedding of the Year of the Snake. We've got a little under a month when I'm recording this on the 23rd. We will be experiencing the Year of the Fire Horse in Chinese astrology on February 17th, I believe. Should have looked at that before I hit record, or double checked it, I mean. But I feel like we can learn a lot on this last kind of month-long period of digestion and shedding and clearing, so that we can really be prepared for the expansiveness that the fire horse energy brings in. Now, where this is lining up with February, mid-February, for a lot of us, if you're depending where you live, we are experiencing winter, so it is still a time for hibernation in a way, or hermitage, to be able to go through certain reflective periods. But there are moments of putting ourselves into new circumstances with these lessons that we've healed from, or this shedding that we've experienced. So let's see, choose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3, and let's see which energies you are shedding for the last part of the Year of the Snake. There could be messages in other piles for you, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. Use your discernment and your intuition to decipher what parts of this message and how this message applies to your journey. Remember, you're the amplifier of this power of yours, and you're the torchbearer. So it's your responsibility to take ownership over and accountability over your journey, and that you're the wisest person in your life, so you have to understand how to apply these messages in a way that's beneficial for you. Don't get lost in the sauce, as they say, or who says that anymore? I don't know. But all right, I also have the Eclipse Spirit Guide going. We're about to get started here, either pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Make your final selections. Alrighty, we're gonna move those to the side here. Pile 1. Let's see, what are you shedding for your final energy here? Year of the Snake. I just got the download of, it could be even like a Spotify Wrapped, or like an example of everything you've shed this year, but I really am focusing on currently right now when you are finding this, whether this is after the Year of the Snake has already ended. You can take it how it applied for the lessons you've learned and what you'll be working towards on this next phase, whether you're even way in the future and the Year of the Snake is way back when in 2026, January 2026. So 5 of Wands here. We've got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy, the 3 of Pentacles. For pile 1, your biggest message here that you're leaving behind in the Year of the Snake is disingenuine companionship, or camaraderie, however you say that word. The connections that you've attracted may have felt that they've been launching points or idea havens, but they could be very challenging. As we see, fire and earth is a really difficult energy, partly because it burns away, but then does provide for the saplings to receive more nourishment. But it has a lot of build, burn, build, burn, build, burn. And one of the things you're leaving behind is that reciprocal, or repeating cycle, reciprocal energy of even like you being the one to clear it for someone else as well, in order for a new idea to come in, or a new energy to be more prioritized. It's giving fleeting, and maybe you're recognizing and did recognize in this last year where your energy was sort of not being put in wisely. You were fleeting your energy here, over here. I mean, being brought to these birds where they're grabbing the coins. Maybe you found yourself investing in many different areas of your journey, and so it left you feeling like, is there a collaboration to be had, or did I make poor investments? And I think before I clarify with some clarifying cards, just with my intuition, I feel that part of this energy is like you learning how to recognize when something is an isn't serving you, and how to actually take yourself out of that situation in the most aligned way. Like, it just proves your level of alchemy, your level of like dependability on yourself, and even on the collective idea. What I keep being brought to with the Ace of Wands here is like a rising above, like looking for the overall good. With wands, it often has to do with our purpose. So we're looking at here with the Five of Wands. Something interesting about the Five of Wands depiction in this is you see this person here is surrounded by individuals, but it's less like strife that is normally depicted. They're normally fighting, and here it feels like that she's being like bridged in, almost like ambushed, and that honestly could feel very much the case after the Four of Wands. It's actually a really good depiction in a way that isn't so physicalized. It's more of like a group or a community not seeing your truth as maybe as valuable, or maybe as like not trusting your intuitive prowess. Interesting words they're bringing through. Let's go ahead and I want to make sure I don't keep these messages too long. So for each pile, don't worry, I'm not going to cut off your channel though. But let's get some clarifiers so I can even know more instead of trying to kind of guess around. All right, I'm going to use this other tarot deck to clarify. Five of Wands here, please. What's this Five of Wands in reference to? The new moon, but the moon in reverse. In this winter deck, they have some cards that have shifted slightly to fit winter energy, the season that they're going to do. And I feel like this is something right now. The new moon's about new seeds, new beginnings, really even a cleansing in a way, because of the fact that in order to plant good seeds, you have to have a clear space to do so. And it feels like maybe having the hard conversations, one of the things that you were not willing to do, or was willing to do this last year with individuals that were unwilling, was to have the hard conversations. But you've recognized that there's only so many times that you can bring those things to the forefront without it actually being of detriment to your overall sustainability. And I think that especially when it comes to your creative or belief in yourself, excuse me, throat chakra, I felt the tickle. So I could also get this as like new business opportunities, like new investments, or new lots of collaboration attempted in 2025. Like in the year of the snake, you were led to like many mini communities, and like I almost feel like Spirit, this is the pile that I resonate with. I already have, I feel like this is my pile as well. Spirit maybe has brought you through many different journeys with other individuals as an activator, and you as well, but in more of a way for them. It was like you told Spirit, you told God, like, okay, give me the path that's most directly aligned with my highest truth, and they sent you on that involves activating other individuals and standing by your truth, your ideas, not as a way to challenge. That's what's interesting here with the Five of Wands. It's like you were always attempting to come from a place of honesty, of truth, of vulnerability. The moon is our subconscious, our beliefs. When we see the moon in reverse, we see like a truth, an honesty, a communication of vulnerability, maybe even like a sense of like being down on your luck. And so you weren't trying to get one over on other individuals, but you did have a lot of value to play with here. And so it left you having to say, well, sorry, this is not the right investment for me. And walking away in a way that felt a little sour at times, especially with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, left you feeling like you actually took a loss in this walking away or in this reassessment. And it feels like here you're learning that shedding, the more value you give, or the more awareness or attention you give to that feeling, is the more lack that you take forward. Whereas if you feel that, no, I only gave what I was able to at the time, and yes, maybe now with hindsight I see that there could have been some better decisions or some more wise, with the Three of Wands here and the Three of Pentacles, again with collaboration, some more clear boundaries, standards even is a better word what I'm hearing, like you guys rising to certain standards together, and when those standards aren't met, there being a certain boundary that is implemented. It's also showing me with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands being the clarifier for that. I feel this sense of like desperation. And I think that something that, like, it's interesting, you have 1, 3, and 5, all wands, and then you have 2 major arcana, and then earth. So it's fire and earth, and then major arcana deals with like major situations in our life, whereas minor arcana, these smaller suits here, they deal with more like on a day-to-day basis. So I feel like some of the things that you were working on in your rhythms with others or in your relationships with others, and how you collaborate with them, like led to you needing to reassess where, with the 3 of Wands, it's often our ships coming in. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place all of a sudden with this reading, but it feels like you were reassessing who was actually going to be able to come along to greet these ships. Like, you knew it was a matter of just time and waiting and patience. And so yeah, look, 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, and that there would be a community that you would be able to sustain, and that you had no judgment over who that community, like, you know, was made up of. It was rather whether or not spirit and your paths would align. And this is a level of detachment that spirit is really celebrating as a cycle that you've closed. You finally allowed for this detachment to settle in, especially with the Fool here over the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And it could very much have to do with you overworking, overgiving, or attempting to try to, you know, achieve more than you're able to, from a place of scarcity. And so you find yourself recognizing the efforts you've put in, holding on to the wand that you carry, and letting the manifestation make its way to you. Let's get some clarifiers here with some cards here. Ding ding. Wow, I love when that happens. And I have the bell all the way over there. One last one, thank you. All right, we've got boom, boom, and boom on the bottom of the deck. All right, we have the first one here is nurture, water your garden. Second card is reflection. Reflection reveals who you are. Third card is sneaky person, a person with questionable moral compass. And on the bottom is time. Trust in divine timing. Interesting. I mean, honestly, that really speaks pretty clearly to each message here. Like, you recognized what you were like watering in other areas, and like how you were trying to sort of prove yourself. That's something else the 5 of Wands can really speak to. And with the new moon in reverse here, it feels like even with like these branches that are reaching out to her, right, grabbing onto her braid, it feels like, you know, trying to prove yourself was never really of service to anybody. I love how she's carrying this, you know, torch, the torch. There's so many signifiers in all these different decks here that have to do with a torch. And so it feels like when spirit gives you an idea or a seed, and it has something anchored in your authenticity or your truth, and you reflect upon it all, and you really have like given space to acknowledge your part in the matters, then it's just about divine timing. You know, like you sort of like anchored in the lessons that you needed to. You've placed yourself in the best place possible for these are probably like a lot of like Virgos in this pile, or planners, maybe even some fire signs: Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, also seeing Cancer, Scorpio, and Aries again. Yeah, okay. So yeah, reflection. It feels like you may have even been doing some mirror work, or some work on your self-image, even being clear with your intentions so that you don't become a questionable moral compass. Like, you are re-clarifying that. I really feel that here, like you're only bringing in what's in alignment, like trusting what now comes in, not from these past dynamics. Like, these things showed you that you're no longer going to attempt to prove yourself. There is value here, right? You saw value, and you were willing to work and bring value to it. But when you recognize that, I can attempt to, it's like recognizing you're just in the wrong place. It's really not even about the people. It's just the wrong community, the wrong fit. So you pulled your energy back. You left what was not serving you, and you move forward. And consciously, this is what, or subconsciously actually, you see and know that this is what's going to build for you the sustainable community in the divine timing of all that is meant for you. That's a beautiful message for you, Pile 1. I really hope this resonates. As a final small thing, I'm going to pull a couple charms. All right, let's see. You have got the cowboy boots with the lucky horseshoe. You could even be, I don't know why rodeo and like cowboy hats has been a theme for me personally in my life, has been coming up a lot. I even feel like there could be like a fun night where you're like out with friends and maybe there's like a bull riding thing and you like, not like a real one, but like one of those mechanical bulls, and you do that or something for fun. In other words, they're telling me like your luck is connected to your joy, connected to your fun. A baby is here, so be conscious. There is lots of like, I don't get much of like a relationship dynamic going on with this, but if there is relationship stuff involved, there is lots of heat and lots of ideas in the kitchen, so there is something that's ready to be birthed, and in order to have that come to fruition, I don't know why it was so hard to get that part out, that's what she said, but in order to have that, I don't know what, all of a sudden I did the charms and everything started getting dirty. In order for that to come to fruition, you have to really take the time to gestate and let the idea become anchored in your 3D reality, and then put effort into it, right? Loyalty is something that's coming from this with the dog charm. These are also things that you can be on the lookout for, and a lot of stuff going on with your divine masculine energy. The seahorse anchors in support and anchors in the divine feminine in a way of like how it embodies it in its life. And then you may be connecting to people or individuals over the computer or over online, on TikTok, on YouTube, things like that. Maybe in a new job, a remote job. Maybe you're moving. Another thing is seahorses will anchor down with their tail when there's a bad storm. You see how I can't get it? It's like stuck to the tree. It'll anchor down like that. I even feel like there's something like about this going through the portal, and maybe that's what's coming to you. Like you put this out on the internet, and then it's like boom, it brings it in really quickly. Okay, that's all I have for you. Thank you, pal 1. All right, pal 2. Let us see what has been shedding for you. The last shed before the year of the horse. Let's see here. Ooh. Let me see. Should I take those? Yes. Okay. We're going to take the visible card as the first card. Alrighty. Saw a preview of what that was. Alright, let's see. We have the Moon in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Three of Swords upright. Really interesting imagery here with the Moon and the Hanged Man kind of reaching up, or like being mirror images of each other because of the fact that they're both in reverse. Like they would actually be opposite even upright. Like they're opposite when they're upright. The only time that they'd be on the same side is if one of them was in reverse and the other wasn't. And this would actually put them in like equilibrium or like closer to each other. But at the same time, like this in itself, okay, wait, I got confused. This in itself, like, kind of is an image of, like, reaching into the depths of the water, or, like, that's something with innately the Hanged Man energy symbolizes, a shift in perspective, putting yourself in a complete different viewpoint. The Moon is connected to our subconscious, our desires, our dreams, our divine feminine energy, and often our hidden realm. It's our shadow. So it's the shadow work that we also have to commit to in ourselves. And something else here with the Hangman, as you're reaching into the depths of the Moon, is sort of this pool that is like what calls for you to do so. It's the same with the Hangman. Like you can't resist the energy that is asking for you to awaken or to see things in new ways. And I even am seeing here that whatever this experience, whatever this is that is hidden, or whatever it has to do with, is a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, obviously, with the Three of Swords. That, I think, is something that you're leaving behind here. When you are looking at the Moon in reverse, we see things in a way that's like kind of like truth, because the Moon in itself symbolizes illusion. So when we see it in reverse, it's a good way to see that maybe you're revealing a truth onto something. And with the Hangman in reverse, I like to think of it as like, because the Hangman purposefully puts themselves in stagnancy and is upside down, gaining a new perspective. When they come right side up again, they've gained the new perspective, and now they are able to continue onward, almost like you're coming down from this tether. So you're coming out of this like emotional overwhelm as well. I even just realized that my hands might even be overwhelming, like I'm mostly hands as I have the card so far away, and so maybe visually that was even kind of overwhelming or overstimulating you in a way. And it feels here with the Three of Swords, like an omission of honesty is not what I was gonna say, but an admitting to honesty or an admitting to the pain. But an omission could be what you have been, really working towards, keeping a bridge or a barrier. I've never looked at this tree as like a barrier to the heart, but you see all these birds in the trees there. It's almost as if like all these onlookers are watching her pain, but they are not coming forward. They're just there because the call was so loud. And it feels like, another aspect of this is like you being willing to let the pain like expedite your journey by anchoring in it presently. Like you knew the final shedding was you anchoring into this pain so that you could expedite your journey and make things more harmonious for you. Bring yourself into emotional balance. Especially with the Eight of Wands here, the Queen of Cups underneath that, I feel like you almost may have looked at this as sort of like a race that you prepared for. Like you went into and the Hangman could be that in a way, because again, it's purposeful. So you've mastered a component of the lesson, and then you're looking at it and you're like, damn, I can't get the full part of it, so I've got to look at it from a different point of view, and sometimes that is in literal embodiment of other people's points of views, so that you can release or experience the fullness of this completion. Let's get some clarifier cards for these. There we are. Let me see if that's correct there. No, I think that I was needing to shuffle. Okay, pile 2. What's this moon in reverse, please? Thank you. I do take cards sideways, so let's see what it is. Ascending to spring. I believe this is the page or the knight. Let me pause. I'm glad I paused because it's actually the world card. So that is the final card in the major arcana. And so it's completion. It is and it makes sense, ascending to spring, because this deck here is a winter's deck. So it would be the completion of the winter journey, which would be the introspection, the time of rest, the time of hibernation, like we were talking about, the time of inner reflection. And so it feels like part of your commitment to this last shedding or this last cycle had to do with closing out a chapter in how your divine feminine energy is received, perceived, and felt, and this is in a way as like a fullness of yourself, like a commitment to not leave any part of you behind. There's like this saying that we can't bring people with us. I don't know that I fully agree with that. I think that we naturally are bringing people with us, even when we don't think that they're on our journey with us. Our impact on them is so nuanced and so impactful that we're in a part of their journey, even when we're not with them, and them us. So when we like let go of the sort of like attachment to the need to control what that looks like, we start to look at that tapestry of the experience and taking it forward to the completion. I actually want to read it because of the fact that I went to it. So let's see. Ascending to spring. Spring is coming. The surrounding land is beginning to thaw. Daffodils have popped up all around, and birds are singing merrily. Wanted to make sure I hit record again. Okay, yeah. It remains pretty chill, but the maiden has decided to head down to the lake to collect fresh water. There are still chunks of ice floating by, and there will probably be a few more days of snow. But she is enjoying these signs that are telling her warmth is on the way. Winter has been hard this year, but she made it through. She's learned so much about herself and she's capable of, and what she's capable of, and now she has a sense of the end of an era. You will likely know this card as the World. renamed Ascending to Spring here. We began this journey with the Winter's Fool, leaving autumn behind and embracing winter. Now the dark days of winter are coming to an end, and spring is in sight. This card represents completion, or the end of a cycle, and it will appear when you have successfully finished a project or achieved a monumental task, such as graduating from college, quitting your job to be a full-time in your business, getting married, or got the dream job you've always wanted. The end of one cycle, beginning of another. Soon you'll be challenged again, only this time as the Spring Fool, before rushing off to the next adventure. Take some time to reflect on all that you've learned, seen, and done. What were the favorite parts about your journey? What would you have done differently? How has reaching this moment changed your life or opened up new possibilities? Don't forget to express gratitude for every time something worked out in your favor, because the more you show appreciation, for the more the universe will align to give you more to be thankful for. Perhaps you don't feel as though you've accomplished anything yet. If this is the case, this card is urging you to stay the course, as you are so much closer to a happy ending than you realize. One more decision, one more obstacle, one more call or risk may be all that you need to turn the tide in your favor. How funny that this came up sideways to turn the tide in your favor, to complete this cycle. And it feels like that this is something that is very poignant to your overall message as well, because we are about at the halfway point for winter, depending on where you live. And I actually will pull an in bulk card for you, even though I didn't do that for the last pile, because there seems to be like a something here about the halfway point is very poignant for you. So let's see if I can get some clarifiers, close out your other two cards here, and then also have this in bulk. Look at the pull there. You may have also felt called to another pile, because there are some messages that feel like there could be messages for you there as well. Oh, I'm sorry. The chaos. Okay, so now we have the Hangman in reverse, and we have the Six of Winter Cups to clarify. Six of Cups is often about reciprocity and like give and take. And it's interesting here seeing it as a rest card and like dreaming of what could be, or even like you see her and her fox are out with like a friend, an owl. She's been reading books. She's got all these cups around her. She's pretty happy, joyous. I mean, rest does make sense because of the ability to kind of like have everything, all your needs met, like an adventure, dreaming of an adventure. Interesting depiction. And I feel with the Hangman in reverse, it's almost like you've been needing to keep this like anchored belief, like core at your core, knowing a new beginning is coming, a new horizon will rise, and that the cycle, like I mean, everything I said, your cards clarified, like putting an end to this as a way of honoring, so that you could move towards this new beginning, like free, clear, expressing everything out, and it's forthright, honest, and authentic. And the Winter's Fool, it feels like to have the Fool in the world like back to back, it really is another signifier that you're on the right path to keep going, because the Fool is the leap of faith. Like to get from the world of completion, you may even be at a place where you feel like you've done everything you can. Well, now might be that moment where you need to leap into the dream of a new beginning. You need to see the reciprocity that the universe and that your guides and you have been working diligently with, and, you know, with all this honesty, with all this, you know, commitment to understanding your pain, or even accepting your pain, or even if you can't accept it, but to like, you know, let it be what it is. Like you can't control it. When things are out of your control, you're learning to let them be what be. And this is again bringing in quicker, like a quicker ending of like chapters that don't serve you. Yeah, look, there's the Hierophant underneath that with the Death card above it. It feels like no more needing to like go to the depths of yourself in order to fully rebirth. Like you will be able to let Source step in and, you know, turn the wheel in your favor and get things. Look, and there's the Eight of Wands as well, the mirror of it. A lot of mirroring energy here with you. I said it from the very beginning. these two individuals, her hand reaching up, her hand reaching up. It just feels like you could even have like a mirrored soul kind of energy with individuals a lot of times in your life, a lot of like companionships, friends, relationships that you just fall into sync with during that phase of your journey. That's a really interesting idea. I resonate with that, and that's something that you might need to honor a little more in yourself, like, because it's not about that you adapt to them or vice versa. It's that you are so aligned with this individual that your lives are working to harmonize each other, or with this situation, or with, fill in the blank. Okay, the house mouse, your last message here, number 27. I can't believe I'm reading three from the book for you. I wasn't planning on doing that, but all right. I can do it. Confidence, assurance, fearlessness. Wow, look at this. Fearlessness, confidence. You need to be as confident as you can possibly be about this. And like, that is with the pain, like, there. That's not ignoring the pain and hiding the pain. No, it's like, the pain is there. I'm doing it anyways. I know what I'm committed to. That's kind of the energy. Consistency is key kind of energy. You know the things you are capable of, but are you confident in leaning into this belief? Imagine how terrifying it must be for a humble little mouse to move through a house of giants. Furniture must appear like canyons, and pets must feel like monsters. Yet the mouse finds the courage to scurry along to fulfill his quest. Confidence is key when you have pulled the House of Mouse card, and you could be moving a lot faster in your endeavors if you're willing to put yourself out there. Courage is often misrepresented as a lack of fear, when it means being afraid of something and doing it anyway. If you believe in yourself, then others will also. If your question is about the birth of a new project, love interest, or phase of life, then receiving this card is a good omen of success, a successful outcome. This card could also mean you are receiving a lot of attention and should make the most of it. However, on the rare occasion that this card falls from the deck in reverse, and it didn't, it's a sign. Okay, so of a okay, I'm not gonna read that because you didn't get it in reverse. So, alrighty. At least I don't think so. I think you got it up right. So, because I would have put it in reverse, I think, if it had come out in reverse. I think that is everything I have for you. I want to reiterate a couple things that you're closing out here is like using your pain as an excuse to not start something. That's the ending here in this last shedding. Ignoring parts of your pain as a way to keep connections. That's going away. Like, limerence, or sort of like envisioning, or like falling for, or being slowed down for what people's purpose might be, or what people's the word just escaped me, but like they're falling for their potential. There it is. Falling for their potential. That's going out. That's out of here. Not being honest about how you're feeling. That's out of here. Not needing anything to. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Your three charms that came out are the Pegasus, the yin yang symbol, and the Cupid's arrow, Cupid bow and arrow. So you really could have some love coming in, travel coming in, balancing of masculine, feminine. There's the duality again. That is all I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much. Please, if you'd like to continue this into a personal one-on-one or work with the Eclipse Spirit Guide, which does fit this message with the duality as well, very much so, check out the link in my bio, spiritguideapothecary.com. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see what you are shedding for your final part of the Year of the Snake, heading into the Year of the Horse. 3 cards is how we'll start. We've got 1 here, 2 here. Ooh, I kind of like it. Let me see if that's correct. It is. Okay, and I'm going to try to keep, yep, okay. The bottom card stayed. Interesting. I kind of feel like I'm going to leave that hidden for a moment. Wow, all Pentacles energy here. So one of the things that you're shedding in the Year of the Snake is hard work. You're not going to have to work hard in the next year, I feel. I feel like you built luxury. You worked your tail off in the Year of the Snake. You not only like for shedding, like you were putting in the physical work, the showing up. I feel you may have been led to many different environments and challenged in many different aspects of yourself. Like you could have sort of been called to bridge layers from other years or other eras of your journey, if you will, which is interesting, other identities even. and like bring them to the surface. And it may have felt you like made you feel a little like spread a little thin, like you're not sure you know how to tie all these things together. And that could be what this energy here is as well. Like you can't quite see the things that you're working on, what they're really doing. And it's interesting, the one upright card here is the Five of Pentacles upright, which is a card of like struggle, of strife, of like lack, and like feeling like you can't quite, reach the success or the abundance that you need. The thing here with the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Prince of Pentacles in reverse, it could feel like a challenge to your ego to keep going, especially with the Ten of Swords in reverse as well. Like it feels like you recognize when something isn't going as planned and you need to re-up on the energy or reassess on the energy to see where it needs to actually go towards. But what this card here signifies, whether it's good or bad, every card in the tarot has good and bad, aspects to it. And it's really in our perspective and in our application of its lesson and our knowledge that allows for us to really use it to its fullest. And there feels like there's some reason why you haven't quite given up and kind of are still holding on to this one particular thread here at the end of this cycle. And I'm not sure whether, honestly, I don't know that I'm the one to tell you that. I think that you're the only one that can know when it is time for you to, call it quits or to give in the way that you perceive you need to. And maybe that's what needs to actually be let go of. It's an idea or a concept of how you think giving up looks like, or what you think it entails or means. It's interesting because I've just now noticed how this card is printed maybe no, maybe not. Maybe it just looks kind of off now. I hadn't noticed it. I don't know if you see it, but you see it's a little tilted. So maybe you're just kind of focused a little too much on the details of things and you need to zoom back a little bit here. And that could be another issue because of the last shedding. You could just feel like, I can't take it anymore. I've done all of these applications and none of this is working. What did I say? A challenge to your to your ego, to your Emperor energy, to your Divine Masculine, to your logic. I think that you're kind of starting to doubt your plan a little bit here. You're having commitment issues with this Four of Cups. And then, let's see. Is that correct? Is this correct? The correct order then? Okay. The Initiate of Winter Swords. And then the Winter's Death. And then the bottom here, the High Priestess. I did shuffle, but it's interesting. That time I didn't with that one. This time I did. I felt that balances it. Okay, Initiate of Winter. Let me see if the Initiate is Artisan, Apprentice. Initiate is Page. Okay, so Initiate is Page. Initiate of Winter, Cups. The Page of Cups. Okay. You have the Four of Cups and the Page of Cups. Or no, the Page of Swords, sorry. And then Death in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, not wanting to give up on an idea, not really ready to give into the, maybe other people are telling you hey, you should just reassess, you should look at things on another level. And here's the High Priestess as well, intuition. Let's see what the card is. The Hierophant. Oh my God, I have goosebumps. I cannot. It's source led. I know you know it's true too. There's a reason why you can't give it up. I don't really know that you could, even if you tried. I think that it would literally not close. I think you would actually just find yourself, starting a loop over again. And that is what you're not willing to do. So you've said the Emperor's upright, with this Prince of Pentacles. I think you've actually listened to the voice of reason of yourself underneath the doubt that the universe or that the 3D world and that the, people around you may be showing you. And I think that another layer of this is you being willing to understand, just because I'm not doing it perfectly does not mean I'm doing it wrong. Doing it halfway is better than not doing it at all. And so many people just don't do it at all. And I think that that's something that you've gotten yourself out of the community spaces and the collective areas that kept you stagnant, kept you hanging on to certain, beliefs or ideas. And just like, it's like when you're telling somebody that like, oh, I'm gonna when I got enough money, I'm gonna have a maid clean. I saw someone talk about this like on TikTok. I'm gonna have a maid cleaning service. It just comes like once a month, blah blah. And like someone like their friend was like, don't you think you have better use for your money? And like, yeah, there might be better use for your money, but clearly if you're saying that as an idea of like something you desire as a dream reality for yourself, that you would not have to work to clean your home on top of the excess or the funds that you're allocating to other spaces and places. I think that's where we just catch our lack mindsets, and we often it's not blame the other individual and then don't talk to them. No, it's more like, let's just be conscious of where we're giving our power away and how we are looking at ourselves or looking at our potential futures. And just because things may look a little different now than what we are seeing or are knowing to be true, that's not delusion. That's like commitment, okay? That's faith. That is like dedication. And I think that's something here that you have really overcome in the year of the snake. Like, I'm not gonna just shed myself over and over again without realizing that the shedding is what is serving my like path that I'm unfolding onto. So there is like this knowing of what was to come with actually all three of the piles today. That was a theme. So there could be messages in other piles for you, but I think that I want to pull an embodied card for you as well. So I want to pull this. Slow and steady, patience is key. Test, look for the divine test. In the distance, closer than you think. And on the bottom, nurture, water your garden. We'll pull an embodied card. Candle dressing. Sharp as nails, engraving my will, intention, spoken, declare what will be. Setting intentions, clarity, ask for what you want. The candle dressing card wants you to understand what you want. How much of your dreams and desires are truly your own? Are they crafted out of what is expected of you, or are these self-aware, intentional choices you have made for yourself, irrespective of the noise of social conditioning? That's exactly what I was saying. Like, your commitment to your truth, like, and even acknowledging, like, right, are there things that you have been operating out of, and like you're need to shed so that you can actually finally follow the mission that your source is trying to lead you on. Maybe there are certain aspects of these chapters that are like kind of challenging you, especially since the candle dressing came up in reverse and the test came up in reverse, and like in the distance, closer than you think. Maybe you're just like, you're not recognizing that through these smaller steps, you're actually doing leaps compared to if you were to try to go and externalize something right now. And actually it's a disservice to your magic, to yourself, the more you try to force something when you know what is to be true is the commitment that you've embodied, and like the not ignoring the emotions of this or how you feel about the fact that you may not be able to feel stable, secure, or foundationally like understanding of this test, while at the same time knowing you are committed to it. And this could be another reason why the Ten of Swords is in reverse as well. There's like I don't want to accept the pain because it just feels unfair. But the more you accept that the pain, yes, is unfair, but nonetheless is what you've experienced, is actually where your intuition will then break through and show you the thread of connection to all of these cycles. And it will allow for this Emperor energy to finally have the victory moment and the honor and like the acknowledgement that it's been craving. So it says, are these crafted at... let's see here. here. Intentional choices you have made for yourself, irrespective of the noise of social conditioning. Okay. Irrespective of the noise of social conditioning. Okay. Receiving this card suggests a lack of clarity, not because you do not know what you want, but because you are perhaps too afraid to claim it. The fear of what others might think or say is paralyzing you, preventing you from clearly stating your desires. You are being guided to clear out any outdated beliefs about yourself, evaluating truth of your wants and desires. When you do this work, you'll find things naturally fall into place, and that what you are meant to have will glide into your life. Manifestations will happen with greater ease, and doubt will be diminished. This card is not the most positive expression guides you. The most positive expression guides you to dream big. Remove the concept of impossible from your mind and entertain all your wildest dreams. You may be surprised by how quickly things can come together when you ask and believe. And it's interesting, this came in reverse, so I sort of even feel like that might be like a confirmation that you're leaving that behind. Like, that's not going to be happening for you in the year of the horse. You're going to have a lot of knowledge and truth and understanding, and you're not going to be held back any longer. You're going to have some structures. Remember, this is what's ending for you. So a lack of financial security, a feeling like your ideas that you invest in don't come to fruition. They don't make the emperor energy, which is something that it's something that is like the slow and steady is very pentacle energy. You are probably been working on this concept for years, 5 years, something that you've been trying to get to a level of yourself or a completion in yourself. And it's giving like Saturn return, but like extended. Like, you may have had your Saturn return a while ago, but you feel like, am I still going through my Saturn return? I kind of get that for you. You could have gone through a lot of like awakenings linked into, dark nights of the soul, and very much, commitment to self is what your guides have been calling the most for you here. And I think that's what's coming through for you in the next year. I keep wanting to say in the year of 2026, but I mean in the year of the horse. So some final charms. Aquarius season, which I am recording in Aquarius season right now, could be a big signifier for you, things shifting for you, especially things from your angels. Be on the lookout for signs, flowers, and trees. So I think getting out into nature, talking with nature, hug a tree, look at things from a broadest perspective you can without getting lost in not looking at any details. Another thing I'm hearing is like, be okay with getting your hands dirty in a way that like knowing that you're putting the final details. It's like if you saw the last cog piece was missing and no one else is nearby to put that cog piece in, and you have to get in there and get your hands dirty to put that last cog piece in, but it gets the machine working. You do it. You just get the piece and you put the cog piece in, and you clean your hands afterwards, and the whole machine starts working again. That's all I have for you. If you'd like to take this into a personal one-on-one, check out the link in my bio, spiritguideapothecary.com. Thank you, torchbearers.